Hey there, have you ever been on a cruise and you wanted to debark somewhere other than the debarkation port? Well, you can, or you can't. Maybe you can. My name's Stuart, this is Ship to Shore Cruise News, and let's talk about it a little bit. So in some cases you can. If you want to debark early, this is something you need to arrange ahead of time with the cruise lines. You need to put in a written request a few weeks beforehand. The farther out the better. And the cruise lines always have the right to say no, to not let you off the cruise for a variety of reasons. There could be logistical situations, there could be immigration issues at those cruise ports. Maybe they're not set up to actually take visitors for longer stays there as well. And there's also legal consequences as well, and legal considerations. If you're traveling out of a U.S. port, well, you've got the Passenger Vessel Services Act of 1886. It essentially says that foreign ships cannot transport essentially says that foreign ships cannot transport passengers between U.S. ports. So, if you're leaving from a U.S. port and you're going to stop at a U.S. port and then a foreign port and then a U.S. port, well, then you can't get off and stay off at that second U.S. port. You have to go the entire cruise. Now, what you're saying, and some people are saying or thinking to themselves, it's like, hey, I'm leaving from Miami, I'm coming back to Miami, what's going on? Well, this act of 1886 does also indicate that it's okay, or you have to stop at a foreign port before you can return to a U.S. port. Now, if a ship sails to a nearby foreign port, then you're not going to be able to disembark. So a nearby port will be something like the Bahamas, Mexico as well. So if you want to stay in Cozumel, they're going to say no if you ask. If you want to stop and get off the ship in the Bahamas, they're going to say no, even if you ask. But if you go farther out, there is a potential they could say yes. But now, if you're doing that, you have to realize that even though your cruise is going to be cut short, you're still going to need to pay for the entire cruise. You're still going to have to pay for all the port fees and all the taxes and any gratuities as well. They're not going to cut you a deal even if they say yes, but be prepared for no. Holland America has said that they're not going to allow this on any of their vessels. There are some places in Europe, some cruises in Europe that will allow it, but you need to ask for it and make those arrangements ahead of time. You can't just decide at the last minute to get off the ship. So please be aware of that. And the cruise lines need to know these things ahead of time so that they can make arrangements with their security as well. They will want to be leaving a port and looking for two or three people, when those people have debarked. So you got to make sure the cruise knows that you're going to do it and that you've asked for it. You asked for it and you've received permission as well. Debarking downstream is what they typically call it. This is more common in Europe. They have different laws, and they don't have to follow that Passengers Act of 1886 because they're not the United States. That only applies to American ports. So when you're over there, they might be more willing to say yay, to let you off at a port, and there's always a chance that they're going to let you on at a port other than the regular embarkation port. So remember, ask what's the worst thing they're going to say. And if you talk to somebody and they don't know what you're talking about, try to get transferred or try to get into contact with somebody who does know. Now, there's also those people who unintentionally debark at a foreign port, and those people, we've often seen them running at the last minute to try to catch that cruise ship as it's leaving the port, those pier runners. Some people make it, but hey, that cruise ship, as soon as it starts moving, it's not stopping for nobody. I don't care what you think or how important you think you are, they're not turning around for you. In those situations there will be people at the port who will help you find arrangements to get to the next port of call, or even to the last debarkation port. They'll help you make the arrangements, but you're going to have to pay for it all by yourself. You're going to have to pay that final fee. Anyway, if you're on a cruise and you go, you know what, I wish this cruise would just stay in port for a day or two. Well, there are cruises that do that. They'll stay a night. They'll get to a port 8 a.m. one day and they'll leave 5 p.m. the next day. They'll give you the opportunity to go and explore the night, maybe have some nightlife. It'll also act like a floating hotel for the evening, so you can go back to your hotel room, your cabin, get a good night's sleep, maybe have your breakfast there, change your clothes, and go back into the city to explore it some more and get to see more of the highlights. I'm going to create another video on those. As soon as I do, I'll put a link to it. I'll put a little caption here. Right now, there's gonna be a recommended video for you based on your past viewing history. I'll also put a link down in the links below to my new video, or the title of it. Anyway, thanks for viewing this video. If you liked it, click the like button. If you like my information, hit the subscribe. Good talking to you. Talk to you later. Bye.